Alright, so anybody recognize the background venue? So if you're an NFL fan, basically Super Bowl, the 47th edition of Super Bowl last year was held in this venue. So this is in New Orleans, Louisiana. So it is a sporting event, by the way. It has nothing to do with the exhibition. But just take a look at the type of technologies, the type of resources that was basically being used to actually run such an event. Actually, these statistics were taken back in 2009. Alright? So I think after 4 or 5 years, the numbers I think would be bigger than this. Okay? And whether you realize it or not, Twitter was started by NFL in terms of we used it for Super Bowl back in 2009. Then I was thinking about what to do, those kind of things. Then I sat down with my wife and we were looking back at the problems that we had during our wedding. Okay? So pretty sure, I don't know, how many of you here are married, or is that sensitive enough? Good! Alright, so I'm pretty sure we all have our problems when organizing our own wedding, right? So same goes with me. So basically, the planning stage, the coordination, because we didn't basically hire any event planners. So we thought of building an app to help wedding planners. So that was a starting point back in 2010. And when basically expanded the idea, we went out. We talked to a lot of basically different type of event organizers, exhibition organizers, corporate planners, and they told us the challenges. So we expanded our scope and built more applications to help basically you guys. Okay? So this is how we position ourselves in terms of we are supporting the industry. We are supporting the events industry by helping you, advising you in terms of providing the best technologies that you can use in your plans. This is our team in Technology Park Malaysia in Bukit Jalil. So if you haven't been there, it is an MSC status area. Astro is there. So most of you know Astro. So we've been there for almost 3 years now. Those are basically our team. We're small, we are lean as well. Okay? So we don't have more than 15 people at any point in time. Alright! This is an old technology. 1994, introduced by Denso in Japan. Alright? QR code. Quick response code. Please tell me you guys know what it is, right? Alright, so before this there was barcode, right? And then QR code. So, it's quite fast. And we'll open up a mobile responsive site of Yunos. Alright, so how many of you here have heard about the term mobile responsive? Mobile responsive. Good! So I'm happy because I got a chance to explain that. Alright, so a lot of you know about the mobile apps, right? So a lot of us here are basically trying to build mobile apps for each of our new exhibition or each of our new event, right? And building apps is expensive. Trust me, it is expensive. The going rate right now is that on average, a simple app, Android or iPhone, is between 35 to 50K per app, basic app. Alright, that's going rate from a professional developer. So of course you can get a fresh grad and they give you a lower rate. Okay? But if you're thinking of cutting a bit of your cost, and if you still want to produce a nice looking site for your exhibition or for your trade shows, go for a mobile responsive site. What it means is that your website will be scaled according to the size of your mobile device. Alright? So imagine if you have abc.com. So on your, this big screen it will look nice. Okay, so when you open up on your iPad, it will be scaled accordingly so that you don't have to scroll horizontally. Okay? So if your event site is actually requiring the user to actually scale horizontally, then it is actually a bad experience. Okay, so you need to watch out for that. Make sure it is mobile responsive because it's much cheaper to do that than to build an actual mobile app. Alright, so what you're seeing right now after you're scanning is actually a simple mobile responsive site of our website. You should be able to see that as your main page. When you click that, you should be able to see a list of items. And this is what event microsite or event site sort of getting to the information quickly. Okay, so if you're running whatever shows, trade shows, exhibitions, you just need people to know how to get there, how to find the booth, how to basically navigate through your trade shows. Okay, we'll talk more about this later. So, going back to my experience about 4 years ago when we were talking to a lot of planners, you guys, okay, some of familiar faces that I've seen today. Trust me, you guys are not alone in experiencing this problem. Right? A lot of things are still manual. Okay? By manual, I mean that you guys still requiring a lot of papers, people to actually help you out, rather than utilizing technologies. This is Boston Marathon. All right. So, how cool is it if we could get a real-time information of your, I don't know, attendees, visitors, exhibitions, trades that are going on. So as an organizer, you can basically see whatever values that you want immediately on a real-time basis. And I'm pretty sure that when you're running a trade show, you're running a lot of things at the same time, right? You're running conferences, you're running cocktails, you name it, meetings, incentives, whatever it is. So imagine you're tracking all of this in a single dashboard. It's going to be quite hard. And last but not least, it's about resources. Human time. How many of you are using a system like this to track your sales? Good, good. That is amazing. That is amazing. Alright? This is more on the operation side, but at the same time, you could actually help your exhibitors as well. Okay, this is an issue when I try to join any exhibition. Okay, we are in the IT industry, so whenever I participate into any kind of IT exhibition, the first thing that I ask is, may I know who are your target market and may I know who are the other exhibitors? Okay, they say, alright, I'll send you an email, I'll share with you the details later, but can I see it now? Now, I'm on my internet, I would like to see your floor plan now, because you're selling something to me, right? So if this is something that is available to your potential exhibitors, wouldn't it be nice? Right? With all those colors, with all those different tiers, different areas, different pricing, where they can click and book and trigger you a notification, and then you can track your sales performance as well. So for example, if this book is being booked, so you are basically selling it, they could key in under your basically staff ID. So you can basically track each of your sales staff performance as well. Okay? So this is something that has been implemented locally in Malaysia. I mean, we've worked with a few exhibition organizers and also dinners and awards ceremonies as well. Contractors, they love this, right? Especially when you work with convention centers. I mean, you have a lot of floor plans, but then you need to start fixing the tables, fixing the booths, you need to design it in certain ways, and a lot of the time, I'm pretty sure if you are on AutoCAD whatsoever, you're fine, all right? But if you're still on PowerPoint, then you're in a big trouble. If you're still on the PowerPoint, you're still in a big trouble. Because in the end, you won't be able to get the exact measurement between certain things, etc. So make sure this should be something that you have in place. Of course, AutoCAD is very expensive in terms of the licensing model and everything. We do have our own local CAD producer, right? And even our software does have these features. All right, the side event of any shows is that your business match, right? Business matching. How many of you have seen this app? Right? This is one of the, I would say, hottest app that is being used in China and India, and it is locally produced by a Malaysian company. Okay? And the purpose is simple, to actually help match the buyers and the sellers in a big trade shows. Okay, imagine in China we are doing like 10 times the size of what we do in Malaysia. Okay, and if you were to expect each of the buyer to walk in from one end of the hall right till the end of the other hall, it would be sort of like impossible for you to cover every single space and every single seller. With this app, you are actually using systems, technologies to help you. Have you guys heard about NFC?
National Figure Corporation.
We don't want to talk about that NFC. NFC, anyone have heard about NFC?
Near field communication.
Awesome. Near field communication. It is actually a rebrand of a short RFID. Have you guys heard about RFID? Radio frequency identification. Alright. So NFC is not something that is new. It's been around for a few years already. The technologies have been widely used in the States, in Europe as well. In this example, it is being used with, I think, a wristband to do cashless payment. So depending on the type of shows that you are organizing, sometimes there will be transactions at the book, alright, where people sometimes need to pay on the spot. Alright, so allow all of those exhibitors upload their digital flyers, whatever document. Okay, and then on the day of the event, all of the visitors are given sort of like a USB NFC stick. Alright, so I think in India it is priced together with the fee of the event. Okay, because there are certain other events that I've seen that they are selling that stick individually, meaning that you can buy it sort of like 20 USD, 30 USD with different branding on the sticks. So this is again another sponsorship opportunity, right? For you to put that branding of your sponsors on that stick. And this stick can be used for other events as well. It is not for that particular show. So imagine you are basically getting people to actually invest once and use it in multiple shows. Right? When I was talking about this yesterday, people were asking me how much can be stored in that USB stick, right? Alright, the trick about NFC is that none of your digital flyers will be stored on that stick. Alright, what will only be stored is the ID of whichever booth that you visited. So when you go back home, you plug that back into your laptop, then only you will be downloading all of those flyers. So in a way, you can almost buy once and use forever, or until it breaks. Okay? So and then you can basically set another store to basically sell out all of these VFC NFC sticks. And look at the savings. These are basically the numbers that you want to see in any of your shows. What they meant by 60,000 connections is that that NFC stick is being used as a business card itself. Right? So we touch two sticks, and I get your info, you get my info. Alright? Of course, if you still want to bring your business card, bring it. Okay? But again, you're building connections, and all of that will be stored digitally when you go back home. So you can easily import, export, and do whatever that you want with the delegates that between that. Look at the number of documents being distributed. Okay, how many of you went to Mata Fair, whatever fair, right? You get a lot of this goodie bag, and then everything will be thrown at you, right? After you come back, what do you do? Throw away. Pull all of those trees. Right? So if you're really looking into helping the environment, let's try to do this. If not this year, maybe next year will be a good time for us to try this out. Right? Another case study is again using the NFC stick. It is a meeting in Rome in 2012. The number of participants is lesser. Okay, you have about 7,000 people in the meeting. But again, they are all being given NFC sticks. But at the same time, because you see there were about 7,000 participants, only 2,000 sticks being used. So the remaining 5,000, they are actually using their Android devices that are equipped with the NFC. Alright? So again, if you do not want to ask people to actually buy the sticks, you can actually get them to use your NFC. And my last case study of the day, which is a huge world partner event by Microsoft. You guys know this guy, right? The big, stiff farmer. And then I think yesterday or 2 days ago, you guys know what happened to him? He bought LA Clippers. He bought LA Clippers, you know. Of course, he's no longer the Microsoft CEO. He resigned about last year. He's now the LA Clippers owner. Anyway, this was back in Toronto. There were 15,000 people. Huge conference. I was there. I had that opportunity to be involved with that event. Woo! Look at this. Look at the hall. It's like your dining hall. Dining hall to fit 50,000 people here. Okay, so you can think about 1,000 tables over there. Okay, so handling the registration, the checking in. Of course, good thing that we have a fantastic registration system during this event. And this is, I managed to take a picture of this. I was quite impressed with their self-check-in. Self-check-in meaning that I don't need to employ more people to actually be there and actually scan for me. I can do everything on my own. Okay, so this is something that is quite interesting.